Welcome back to a heartfelt scripture reading, and thank you for tuning in as we take a look at Bible verses about quiet time with God. And if this is your first time to the channel, please consider subscribing and hitting the notification bell. I hope you enjoyed the video and God bless you. Matthew chapter 6 verse 6. But when you pray, go into your room, close the door, and pray to your Father who is unseen. Then your Father who sees what is done in secret will reward you. James chapter 4 verse 8. Come near to God, and he will come near to you. Wash your hands, you sinners, and purify your hearts, you double-minded. Psalm chapter 1 verse 2. But whose delight is in the law of the Lord, and who meditate on his law day and night. Romans chapter 12 verse 2. Do not conform to the patterns of this world, but be transformed by the renewing of your mind. Then you will be able to test and approve what God's will is, his good, pleasing, and perfect will. Lamentations chapter 3 verse 27 to verse 28. It is good for a man to bear the yoke while he is young. Let him sit alone in silence, for the Lord hath laid it on him. 2 Timothy chapter 3 verse 16 to verse 17. All scripture is God-breathed and is useful for teaching, rebuking, correcting, and training in righteousness, so that the servant of God may be thoroughly equipped for every good work. Matthew chapter 6 verse 1. Be careful not to practice your righteousness in front of others to be seen by them. If you do, you will have no reward from your Father in heaven. Psalm chapter 46 verse 10. He says, Be still and know that I am God. I will be exalted among the nations. I will be exalted in the earth. Mark chapter 1 verse 35 to verse 37. Very early in the morning, while it was dark, Jesus got up, left the house, and went off to a solitary place where he prayed. Simon and his companions went to look for him, and when they found him, they exclaimed, Everyone is looking for you. Hebrew chapter 13 verse 9. Do not be carried away by all kinds of strange teaching. It is good for our hearts to be strengthened by grace, not by eating ceremonial food, which is of no benefit to those who do so. John chapter 15 verse 4 to verse 7. Remain in me, as I also remain in you. No branch can bear fruit by itself, it must remain in the vine. Neither can you bear fruit unless you remain in me. I am the vine, you are the branches. If you remain in me and I in you, you will bear much fruit. Apart from me, you can do nothing. If you do not remain in me, you are like a branch that is thrown away and withers. Such branches are picked up, thrown into the fire, and burned. If you remain in me and my word remain in you, ask whatever you wish, and it will be done for you.